Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 14th, 2020. Strong hand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. And I'm just going to leave it with those two sayings today. I think it's appropriate for this day that I traveled from Tucson to El Paso. And I'm tired, baby. Oh, pretty good bus ride. We'll talk about that on Saturday's show. But yeah, dudes, of course, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Crypto dividends are forks and airdrops of Bitcoin that we get for free. They can pretend to be whatever they want to. And if suckers fall for them, hey, that's their business, man. If people are going to pump them, that's their business. Because in the end of the day, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. There's only one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Crypto dividends are like fractions of a Bitcoin. Now, I like when I get free fractions of a Bitcoin, of course. But you just treat them for what they are. They're interest on your Bitcoin. And if suckers are going to buy them, then, well, hey, gamblers are going to gamble, man. I can't stop people from doing that. This is where the big boys play. Ain't no one here to stop them. I don't even usually say that word, ain't. I must be pretty darn tired. Ooh, darn is like a curse word for me. Pound that like button. All right, everybody, check out the links below. Remember that Adam can't remember a thing because he really wants to go to sleep. But yeah, This Week in Bitcoin was on Friday. It'll be Friday again, working on the guest. Hello, my elite friends. That's what I forgot to say. How could I forget to say hello to all my elite friends out there? All those strong hands. Yeah, you can see different location. Yeah. All right. If you're watching this, hopefully you're just listening. You don't need to see this. All right. What did I forget? Okay, let me get to my notes here. Questions and answers. If you got questions, type in Bitcoin Meister or at Bitcoin Meister, whatever makes it turn colors. I don't even know what makes it turn. I think you have to do at first and Bitcoin Meister. There's still some people that just don't get it. They don't get it. They're like, why do I have to pay to answer? You don't have to pay to ask me a question. You can. That would be nice. Whatever. I like getting money. Do a super chat if you wanted to send me some money. I mean, you send me a $5 super chat, that freaking pays for my bus ride, my $3 bus ride that I took today or whatever it cost. It was so cheap. Flix or whatever it was called. Good bus line. Only a couple times did I think like he was going off the road. The bus was a little narrow. Clean, relatively clean. And so the news of the day. I said Brad Mills, Simon, and Jeff Andrew were on This Week in Bitcoin on Friday. I didn't say their names because I wasn't thinking about their names. Check out Saturday's Beyond Bitcoin show. Those 2 days of the week are always different. Fridays, This Week in Bitcoin, I have guests on. And Saturdays, Beyond Bitcoin. And people get very confused, even though it's called Beyond Bitcoin. They're like, why are you talking about stuff that doesn't have to do with cryptocurrency? Well, I've been doing it for like how many weeks now? Almost 100 weeks. And you still don't get it that I'm going to talk about like other subject matters during that show. And like the title kind of explains that. So here we go. Fun. So today was I get here. I see the Bitcoin price for you fiat freaks did pretty well. And then I'm seeing Bgold and Bdiamond. These crypto out of the blue, they're doubling. Well, not Bdiamond, but Bgold was the best performing cryptocurrency today. And not that it's worth very much. It's lost so much of its initial value, but it doubled today. And I'm thinking to myself, was there some story out in China about that or in Asia that informed all the people out there that there's going to be something called the halving, and it's in Bitcoin, it's in Bgold, and it's in BSV, and it's in Bcash, and it's in Bdiamond? Maybe that was part of this. Now, obviously, we know there was some other news today that's been going on the last 2 days. The same lies we've been hearing for quite some time are becoming quite prominent again. So did the BSV lies trigger the price jump in Dash and all the other altcoins? Or did it all get combined into one thing? I don't know. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? I mean, if you're going to gamble, you're going to gamble. But here we're not 80 percenters. We're 20 percenters. We're long-term thinkers. We don't get tempted by these crypto dividends when they randomly shoot up for weird reasons on these exchanges that don't have it's easy to manipulate the price on some. There's not much liquidity. Someone had a tweet about that with BSV. Could it all be a part of, talking? And we've talked about this on yesterday's show. And maybe since the document has come, and it's not the courier has come, and that's a lie, obviously too. That now it's time to pump up the price a little bit, and it just gets all the suckers excited. They keep buying into it. But there could be people that are just like, well, if one of those Bitcoin crypto dividends is doing well, that means all of them are doing well. So I'm going to buy all of them. I'm going to buy Bgold. I'm going to buy BSV. I'm going to buy Bcash. I mean, BSV is worth more than its market cap is worth more than Bcash now. But Bcash did very well today too. So it's all such it's nonsense buying. Maybe it's altcoin season. No, it's not altcoin season yet. But who cares? We're Bitcoin holders. In the end of the day, we're doing pretty darn well. And we're just watching this, watching all this experimentation. These gamblers and liars do what they're going to do. This is where the big boys play. Gamblers and liars, yeah, they're here. They're going to do what they're going to do. Bitcoin the Moon says, does the color? What does the color? What does the color? You said Bitcoin Meister does the color. I do the color? I don't know what the color is. Am I a color commentator on the NFL today? I don't know, but it's always good to see Bitcoin to the moon here. And actually, CNBC used your line, Bitcoin to the moon. We're going to get into a second. We're going to get to that in a second. Oh, I look forward to sleeping. Oh, I look forward to sleeping. Oh, man. Now, fun fact from Udi in Tel Aviv. Oh, I love Tel Aviv. I love the land of Israel. God bless the land of Israel. The eternal home of the Jews. Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the Jewish people. Long live. And yes, Jerusalem is also great. Tel Aviv is great. Jerusalem is greater than Tel Aviv in many ways, and of course. Now, the fun fact from Udi. He says BSV plus Bcash combined value in terms of Bitcoin. And of course, in terms of Bitcoin, because you value your wealth in Bitcoin, whether you're holding altcoins, whether you're holding Bitcoin, you think in terms of Bitcoin. But most of these altcoiners are just like, oh, dollar goes up. No, they are still smaller combined than they were when Bcash originally split. All right. He says when Bcash originally forked off. Yeah, that's true too. They're both true, actually. So it adds up to less than 10%, okay? It adds up to less than 10% of a Bitcoin still when you add up the two. So the sum of the two parts doesn't even add up to what it would have been if it's stuck together. Just an interesting fact there. And yes, the BSV, get used to the BSV stuff. The lies will not end. They will never end. This is the new normal. They can just go make up stories all day long. Maybe there'll be other liar coins too in the future. I don't know. There's all sorts of people in this space. They don't have to tell the truth. They don't tell the truth. But there are a lot of people out there. Well, if someone says something and it sounds really grand and spectacular, it must be true. No, it's false. But that's the crypto world, the Bitcoin space. Liars are going to lie. Gamblers are going to gamble. Pounders are going to pound that like button. Roman Q says Bitcoin is the risk-free asset. Don't FOMO on alts. Well, risk-free is a very strong term there. Bitcoin is not risky at all when compared to the altcoins. How about that? That's a better way of saying it. Bitcoin the Moon said, I mean, typing Bitcoin Meister highlights your name so that you can see it. No need for the app. Thank you. And you're right. That's what he meant by color. You got to turn it colorful so I can see it. Because I'm not looking at the chat. I'm looking at my notes, trying to talk to you guys. All right. So here's a tweet about whatever nonsense documents were filed in some nonsense court today by some nonsense guy who says he's Satoshi Nakamoto. He says that this is from Dog Toshi. I mean, freaking Dog Toshi is more of a Satoshi than fake Toshi. But the document produced by fake Toshi is simply a list of 16,404 addresses. Yeah, and that gets people to buy the thing. I mean, good for him that he could fool people like that. I guess suckers are gonna suck. I don't. So there's a legitimate article on this from modernconsensus.com. It talks about what was filed in the court that all the BSV people are, I guess, excited about, and other people are excited about. And it's pumping up all sorts of Bitcoin crypto dividends. And there's going to be a new Bitcoin crypto dividend I found out about. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the show because there's some warning involved there. All right, I think I've wasted enough breath on that the BSV nonsense. I mean, maybe the logic is out there. Look, BSV almost doubled in price. Clearly, it's the real Bitcoin. Well, no, obviously Bgold did better, so Bgold must be the real Bitcoin, according to that logic. Why aren't you guys getting on the Bgold train, you BSV people? It's obviously the real Bitcoin, right? Is there where's Gold Toshi? No, the founder of Bgold is a good guy, actually. He's the what do they call him? Yeah, so yes, according to the altcoin experts out there that talk about what's the real Bitcoin? Well, clearly Bgold must be the real Bitcoin in that freakazoid world that they live in. We're here in the real world. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Pound that like button. All right. But I mean, the things you can read on Twitter, you got to be careful wasting time on some of those threads. Just these guys are in a trance. You think, I mean, the way they speak, I mean, it's all about worshiping the authoritarian. I guess these guys just can't be their own men. They can't. They need an authoritarian leader to tell them what's real, and that I've got the solution. BSV is the solution. The scapegoat is the Bitcoiners. Is Bitcoin. Ha ha ha. We are the true Bitcoin race. BSV. It's that same type of mentality. People fall for those authoritarian leaders. And it leads to disaster for those in terms of countries. We've seen what's happened before with those authoritarian leaders when the people blindly follow. They'll do anything. They'll say anything. They'll destroy. They'll scapegoat anyone. All right. Do Coinjoins really require equal transaction amounts for privacy? Part 1. CashFusion. So for all you Coinjoin people, Aaron Von Weerdum, yeah, he's elite. Best guest in the space. He's been on the show, of course, because I bring you the best guest in the space. He's writing about that this week in Bitcoin Magazine. It's linked to below. Everything I talk about is linked to below. Fast Money on CNBC. They have a clip. Brian Kelly seemed to be going crazy over Bitcoin today. Bitcoin to the moon. The cryptocurrency is taking off again. Ooh, wow. So he talks about Bitcoin. He doesn't mention the halving. His analysis was not very deep. He talks about the number of new Bitcoin addresses. Yeah, dude. Brian was a very nice guy to have on the show. He's not always right. But hey, Fast Money jumps on. They jump on trends like this. Bitcoin's pumping, better and make a story about it like we loved it all along. And well, hey, they're spreading the word. I'm not going to complain. Don't get too excited just because it was on Fast Money. If that's what gets you excited about Bitcoin, I don't think you fully get it, dude. You're a little behind. If you're waiting until the mainstream sources like Fast Money get behind it, yeah, that's not no. Get in before they get on it. Okay. All right. No one else is doing the super chat thing or any chat. Oh, what is this? I skipped something here. I know I skipped something. Yeah, because I'm not gonna. There was one thing I skipped about BSV that I wanted to say. Yeah. This is from Munib, and he says, and this starts an interesting discussion here. The fact that BSV is a thing and gets speculative attention indicates how far we are from mature crypto markets. So what is a mature crypto market, dude? I'd love to know if that's something we should really be aiming to be, because this is where the big boys play. And if fools are allowed to make mistakes here like that, and to speculate in that BSV keeps on getting all this crazy attention from all these naive people out there. I think that's good that there's no nanny out there saying, no, that's clearly wrong. You can't get into it. Let them learn for themselves. That guy's clearly a liar. Why would you buy a liar's coin? No, let them. So is this, I don't think cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, I mean, people are always going to be able to fork off nonsense forks and give us the free crypto dividends, which is great, and then make up stories about them. And that's just what's different between our new financial world and the traditional financial world that is heavily regulated. And of course, would never be involved with someone as unprofessional as some of the people that we've seen in this space come and go. Big Connect people, Fake Toshi, et cetera, et cetera. So I think this might delay, this could delay, financialization of Bitcoin, but we're never going to have it's always going to be a party atmosphere. Okay. There's always going to be crazy stuff going on. And I think that's a good thing. I think that shows there's really freedom in this space when things like this can happen over and over again, and people keep falling for it over and over again. So is cryptocurrency going to ever be a so-called mature space compared to the stock markets and some of the other traditional financial markets out there? No, it's a different animal. It's a different breed. We're in a new world. It's a golden age. And no, do I like it all the time that sometimes it seems so incredibly childish here? No, I'm not a child, so I don't. But I can take some steps back and say, you know what? It is what it is. It's different. We're going to have to adapt to things like this. And the best thing is that they're going to learn the hard way. The people that eat up the liars' lies are going to learn the hard way. And that's the glory of the free market. And on the other side, when these children are playing their childish games, the 20%ers will be doing the right thing and doing well off of these other people's mistakes. And we're warning them too. We're saying, but there's only so much we can say. People are going to make in a free market, people are going to make their silly, naive mistakes, and it is going to appear really childish sometimes. But you got to remember, among all those children, there are some really mature 20%ers here that are demonstrating what personal responsibility is the new counterculture, what that means. And so I look at it, I'm going to look at it that way. Like, you know what? We demonstrate more than in all the other financial classes. We have more personal responsibility as a new counterculture here, okay? Because they have people bailing them out in all the other ones. They have, when something goes wrong in the other one, they say, government, do this for me, or I'm going to sue, or I'm going to do this. Who can I sue? Who's going to do? Here, you lose the private keys. That's it. That's the end. You give up your precious Bitcoin to buy a crypto dividend that you should have got for free. No one's there to bail you out. And so childish, the liars bring the childish stuff. The strong hands bring the personal responsibility as a new counterculture, which no other financial asset has like we do here in the Bitcoin space. So there we go. I just thought of some of that while I was talking. So that tweet made me think quite a bit there. And follow me on Twitter, TechBalt, TECHBALT. I didn't really retweet a lot today because I was on a bus. But Roman Q says, I had forgotten about this one thing that people fell for. One Ego coin pumped today in US dollars, while the December Ego coin of the month is still near zero. Don't buy what you can get for free. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're obviously similar. Just the type of people who buy into those things are very similar. It's unbelievable. Very childish. But again, people, let the children be children. That's fine. And okay, now I'm going to go to what is this new crypto dividend that Adam found out about? I think last night, someone on Twitter copied me and said, "Oh, you should look at this." And so I linked to it, and the guy was trying to be nice. Thank you for informing me about this. I wouldn't have found out about it any other way, but I got to warn people about this thing, okay? I hate that during my little playing with this, I messed this up. Okay. Don't do two things at once. Don't play with your shirt when you're supposed to be talking. This shows that I really need to go to sleep. But it's from the people who brought you Litecoin Cash. They're forking off Litecoin Cash and at the same time forking off Bitcoin to form something called Ring will be the world's first four-way fork. Private keys from 4 different blockchains will be valid for import into a new wallet in order to claim the new coin. Okay, dudes, there's your first sign. This thing isn't going to be worth very much. They're trying to resuscitate their Lcash, okay? Okay, let them do what they're going to do. If they want to have a crypto dividend off of Lcash, that's fine. It's worthless. They can call it Ring, like the doorbell that Ben Shapiro advertises on the show. Pound that like button. They can call it whatever they want. This is where the big boys play. But dudes, do not put your Bitcoin private key into some wallet out there to get, you get 1 ring for every Bitcoin. 1 ring, what's it going to be? The most it's going to be worth $1? You're going to risk all your Bitcoin for $1? I mean, that's out of this world type of stuff. Now, and this goes back to the point of crypto dividends, that the airdrop crypto dividend, man, you should be doing airdrops, dude, so we don't have to do so no one will be tempted to do what you're suggesting, to give up your private, to share your private key in some Ring wallet. What is this? But hey, this on the other side, I try to find positive in things that are risky, and it's good to see that crypto dividends are coming out again. You know, you've got a crazy gimmick there. You know, let people do their 4-way gimmicks. Go have a 4-way with with Fake Toshi, Ego Coin, and King of the Trolls. Okay, go have your 4-way with them. I don't. That's not even, that's beyond the Beyond Bitcoin show, man. I don't even talk about nasty stuff like that. Whoa. So, don't even picture it, dudes. All right. And yeah, so I linked to the blog post that this Litecoin Cash, Lcash guy, whatever you want to call him, said, I mean, I predicted back in the day that coins that are doing very well, they should try to fork off and just recreate their coin again. Just fork for the sake of forking, to create crypto dividends, to create news around your coin. I don't know. This is a time to experiment. That's what cryptocurrency is about. That's what the altcoins, you're there to experiment. But dude, you don't have to participate in that experiment. Do not give your private key. Don't. And Lcash dude, Litecoin Cash dude, maybe you're a nice dude. And the guy that told me about it, maybe you're nice. That's great. But you can't do risky things in this space. Bitcoin is precious, man. Bitcoin is precious. So maybe you guys should reconsider and do an airdrop crypto dividend, okay? Just airdrop it to Bitcoin holders and to Lcash holders. Why don't you do that? There's my suggestion. It really might be a valuable. Oh, there's something I forgot. I linked to it below. I went to check the Australian Bitcoin auction winner from 2016, the ultimate strong hand who bought 2,000 Bitcoin from the Australian government auction, and he still has never moved it to this very day. But people do occasionally send this address little bits of Bitcoin just to, I guess, test it out. And I noted, and again, it's linked to below. You can see that it hasn't moved. What a strong hand. And he has not moved the Bcash, the Bgold, the B diamond, anything. Well, I didn't check the B diamond, but I checked the BSV and the Bcash and the Bcat and whatever, the Bgold. He hasn't split them off yet. He hasn't moved them. So he's got 2,000 of them also. But I noticed someone with a vanity address sent him a little bit of Bitcoin, a couple dollars. And that vanity address is, and it's linked to below, 1 Bitcoin wanted, and then it's got crazy letters and numbers after it. Now it's Andreas has explained how to create these vanity addresses before. 1 Bitcoin. So I checked out 1 Bitcoin wanted. I checked out his vanity address, and I believe it's in July. He had $200 worth of Bitcoin, and he sent bunches, little bits of it to all these people with big Bitcoin addresses. So what I conclude is that he was sending little bits of Bitcoin with hope that one of these people would send him 1 Bitcoin back, because it was called 1 Bitcoin wanted. No one did it. No one sent him a thing back. But nice try, dude. And you stopped trying, though. You only did it in July, and that was it. So I discovered that. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. Yeah, I find some odd stories out there, but there you go. But the most important story out of all that is the dude who won that 2,000 Bitcoin auction hasn't moved it yet. And again, Bitcoin was worth like $600 back then, so it's worth quite a bit. And oh yeah, he could have sold it all and been a millionaire and bought Lambos. No, long-term thinker. Pound that like button. All right, dude. I'll leave it with Roman Q here. He's got something. Previously, you guessed that in the future, there will be corporate coin forks. Yes, there will. Do you think 2020 will be the year of corporate coin airdrops to Bitcoin holders? No, I don't think it will be. I don't think this will be the year. But I do hope, and I do think there will be more Bitcoin crypto dividends this year, just regular ones, airdrops and forks. I think this Cash dude is the sign of things to come. Or maybe I'm just hoping too much. Well, I think it is a bullish sign, though, when people are starting to do this again. So we shall see. It's the halving year. Halving hype is starting, clearly. Maybe that's why Bgold, maybe that, all those ones. Now, Dash, I don't know why the heck Dash pumped. Maybe some people, no, they don't have a halving. I don't even know. I don't even care about Dash. No, they don't. But, all right, who else? All right, that's it. Yo, what about my question, Meister? Says none of yo biz. None of yo biz, you're a moron, because I said it 50 times during this show already. You're supposed to type in Bitcoin, Meister. So if you asked a question earlier, you're just a moron. I don't know. You have no listening comprehension, or you weren't here. But that's it. I don't see your question because you didn't make it colorful. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, and I need to go to sleep. The Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the links below, pound that like button, bang that bell button. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat. Thanks a lot. El Paso, Texas in the house.